Rocket Fuel is back. What a great episode. I know you guys had some things that stuck out. Jordan Rossman started it off. He's crushing it. I loved everything he had to say.
Loved it. And then Kyle Ranieri, co-founder of realestatecontent.ai, although he had an amazing product to share with us, he like the education around social media and the importance and the relevance of staying present online was really impactful.
And then
Such a good presenter.
Oh yes, such a great presenter.
Yeah.
And we kicked it off with Emilio, who has a product called Yaya. So he did a live demonstration about how we actually can call a line for our clients, and they can pick up almost immediately.
Yeah, people want to hang around to the end. Colton Lindsay, I call him the lightning rod of real estate. Do we use AI? And he gets really deep into like who's going to win in the future and how we can make sure that it's us.
Yeah, for sure. And it was tactical. Like he gave great thoughts and ideas around how to actually use AI, but most of all, like really just reinforce that the ones who use it are going to be the ones who win. And it doesn't really matter which platform you use, you have to choose one and then go all in on it, go deep on it, and actually even use it to help you learn how to use it. And so I thought that was like, that really resonated for me for sure.
I think it was great that he broke down all the different levels, and it didn't matter what level you were at, and if you were a baby boomer or a Gen Z, you might feel intimidated today, but just know that if you keep working at it, whether it's by the monthly, by the weekly, or by the hour, and using it daily, that you can improve your skills.
All right, and so this week was great. We hope you guys enjoy it. We hope you find a ton of value in it. And the following week, the 15th, Monday, Raquel, we've got some cool stuff lined up there as well.
We've got the Top Producer Tell All. We are going to be having some top producers on United that are going to be talking about what's working in today's market, and they're going to share it all. They're going to share tactics, tricks, tips, you name it, and you'll have an opportunity to ask them questions as well.
Yeah, don't miss it. And be sure to invite a friend too, MondayRocketFuel.com. Right. Welcome, you guys. Rocket Fuel is here. Thank you so much to everybody for joining us. It is the season. School is back. Football is back. Go Bills. Fall is here. And best of all, you guys, Rocket Fuel is back. We have missed you. Drop an emoji in the chat if you're glad to be here and you are ready for the fall market. Who is ready to go for fall real estate season. It's gonna look a little different depending on where you're located, but the purpose of Rocket Fuel is to ensure that we can get super tactical, relevant today strategies that are going to increase both productivity and sales. So we're really excited to be back together again and kicking off the fall market with you guys. We have a really special session today. We have 90 minutes extra longer today of straight value. Believe me when I say you're gonna wanna stay here right to the very end. And while we're getting started, guys, why don't you just jump on your phones right now really quickly, send a text message to a colleague and encourage them to get on Rocket Fuel. Just drop the link, MondayRocketFuel.com. That's our Zoom link. It never changes. It's the same every single week. Drop somebody, MondayRocketFuel.com. We can even drop it into the chat and just encourage people to join us because today is going to be absolutely game changing. While you're doing that, I'm going to give it over to my co-hosts, Joe and Raquel, and I'll let them jump in here.
What's up, family? Welcome. Coming to you live from the Harry Reid International Airport. I'm on my way to Toronto, Canada. Get to see some of my great friends, get to hang out with Amy and Tamir. Raquel is Scottsdale. Where?
In Scottsdale.
Scottsdale, Arizona. One of the things we want to do now with Rocket Fuel is just kind of kick it off with a few minutes of news and notes each week, just so we're all kind of on the same page market-wise. I think, Raquel, I was checking this morning, and like, of course, I asked ChatGPT, like, what are the biggest headlines affecting residential real estate agents right now? And the two things that are kind of like conflux of coolness for us as residential real estate agents is inflation seems to be taming, which the expectation is now reduced interest rates. And mixing in with that, a rise in housing inventory. So it's like one of those two things could happen and it not be great for us, meaning a ton of inventory with crappy rates, houses are just going to sit, or great rates with no inventory, we'll have people interested but nothing to sell. But Raquel, we're seeing both of them, which I think is huge. Like there's going to be inventory, and we're getting a much better interest rate environment.
For sure. And I think whenever interest rates go down, buyer demand typically go up, right? So this is an opportunity for all of us as agents to really take advantage and be the news for our clients and reach out to them, especially as we just got those news last week.
Yeah, we're supposed to be the ambassador of information. I've said forever, like people don't want real estate agents to be taxi cab drivers. They want us to be tour guides. Like if we're waiting for people to hit us up, like, hey, I heard interest rates are dropping, we're already behind the ball because somebody else is reaching out. And so I think content creators, this is a great opportunity to say, guys, the best of both worlds is upon us, like the perfect storm of residential real estate. A, we're going to have a bunch of houses on the market. And B, interest rates are getting better. So if you're a home buyer who's been waiting on the sidelines, now is a great time to find that home, match it with that rate. And because the thing we do know, the laws of supply and demand, once supply starts to get eaten up, prices are just going to rise. So it's like we have a window, I don't know how long it'll be, a couple months, where there's a lot of homes for sale, good interest rates. But as soon as people start to buy, we know home sellers are going to go, oh, cool, well, I want more. And prices are going to start to rise. So, Aim, I just kind of wanted to start it out with that little bit of good news for the market.
Yeah.
Good interest rates, good inventory. I think we're headed for really
I think
good.
it's Joe, just to add to that, and I know we have like a big agenda today, is as we talk about communication and being, the person that delivers the news. I think it's so important, especially with today's topic with AI, right? A lot of our consumers, believe it or not, are asking ChatGPT for what's going on, and we just have to get in front of that as industry professionals. So I'm excited to kick off today because I know that there's going to be a lot of nuggets that are shared.
100%. Well, let's get started with my guy Jordo. He's deep into the AI space. He disappeared actually like a year ago. He was like, I'm out on social. He disappeared just like Bruce Wayne did. He met Ra's al Ghul, for any of you Batman fans, and he came out on the other side now. He's launching an AI engine for real estate agents, but he's deep into AI, what it can do. So with that, we'll turn some time over to my guy Jordan Rossman.
Awesome. Thank you. Can you guys hear me okay? Just unmuted myself. All right, I'm going to try and share my screen here. In the spirit of AI and being an AI nerd, I actually built a little website for my presentation today just to go over a few things. So I'm going to fly through this. I've started a timer, Amy. I will not go over my 10 minutes. I have this stopwatch right here. So I want to focus on a couple tactical things that real estate agents can do today to actually move the needle in their real estate business. So the first thing is identifying for yourself, which bucket do you fit into? So there's, on one end of the spectrum, we have number one, and let's do the drop in the chat thing, which one of these you fall into. So number one, you don't use AI at all. Number two, you're just a casual personal user. Maybe you use ChatGPT for like a recipe or jokes or tell my kid a story. Number three would be using it for, make this email sound better, make this listing description sound better. And then number four would be a power user. You're in it, you're using multiple tools, you're maybe building tools, and you're really using AI on a regular basis. Okay, oh, that's awesome. All right, we have a lot of more threes and fours than I thought. That's really cool. Okay, so we can talk a little bit more high level today. This is something I would encourage. This is for anyone who's not a regular AI user. I need to figure out a different term, but we're going to call this the Netflix rule. This is something that when I disappeared, like Joe mentioned, this is something that really hit me, which is the average adult in North America spends 2 hours per day on Netflix or other streaming services, and they spend just under $70 per month on those streaming services. Now, these are exactly the people that when I talk to, they're like, yeah, I don't have the paid version, or yeah, I don't have any time to learn AI. Well, this is what I'm going to challenge anyone who feels like they should be doing more, anyone who wants to move from one of these buckets to the next. If you're in three and want to move to four and think it would be valuable, let's look at it from this approach, which is let's steal some of this time and money. And in the evenings, instead of watching an extra episode of whatever show you're watching, this is a good time to learn and test some of these tools. Here's how I would break down a budget for someone who's in real estate and wants to start using AI tools more. I do think at this point that I would say it's almost mandatory if you're serious about implementing this in your business. You have to be on at least a paid plan of one of the big three LLMs. So ChatGPT, Claude, or Gemini. It doesn't matter. There's endless debate. Someone else who's presenting today might have an opinion on it, which is totally fine. If you're using one of these and you're paying for the pro version, you're going to have this sort of, unlimited brain at your disposal. And then I would take, out of this $70 a month investment that you're hopefully going to take away from your streaming services, I would use that to allocate money towards an automation tool, an AI site, an AI app, things that are actually that are built with AI that are actually going to help you advance your business. So I want to highlight a couple of tools that I think that these are some things that real estate agents could actually just use today. I'm going to send everyone this website and there's links here. So you can actually today click and go directly to these things that I'm going to show you. The first one is something that, a lot of people use AI to write scripts. They use AI to write communications. Mark LaFleur, who's actually going to be at CollabCon, said something on a Zoom the other day that really hit me. He's like, you actually don't want AI to sound too much like you because you're not a professional copywriter. And, unless you're one of the few people in our industry that are, constantly going viral, constantly, getting tens and hundreds of thousands of views, you actually want to have AI improve how you're communicating from your baseline. Like maybe the way that I communicate is actually not that great. And so just training AI to communicate like me is just going to, exacerbate the flaws that I may have. So this is a custom GPT. I don't know if you guys have used custom GPTs before, but if you go into ChatGPT, on the side panel, there is a section for your chats, starting a new chat. There's a section called GPTs. I've put here in the link, and I'm going to share this site with everyone already. You can just go into custom GPTs and type this in here. But this is a site. This is what it looks like. You're literally just going to go into ChatGPT. There's a button to, you click help me write a viral script. It's going to prompt you with these questions. You're going to answer these questions, and it's going to not only write a viral script for you that has an engaging hook that's proven, it's got strategies that are proven to work on these different platforms. It's also going to give you a set list. So over these 30 seconds, show this for these seconds, show this for that. And it's going to walk you through exactly how to make the video that you're trying to get across in your ad. So when I send you this, you guys can just click this and it'll take you directly to this GPT. AI vibe automations. Let me know, I'm curious in the chat, who has heard of a concept called vibe coding? I can't see the chat now. Yes, have people heard of vibe coding? Nope. Okay.
Yeah, it's like
so
50,
vibe,
it's like 50-50, Jordan.
Yeah. Just a couple have said yes.
cool. Okay, so vibe coding is a concept that is, and we're calling this vibe automations, where now you can tell AI in plain English, here's what I want you to do. So it will actually build apps, build websites, build all of these things. Now, I'm not telling you guys to, unless you're really comfortable with it, to go out and actually build sites and build apps. There is a site, I've linked it here, called Lindy, that is an automation tool. So it will create automated workflows similar to Zapier or N8N for the nerdy people in the chat here. But Lindy is something that now uses AI, and you can just tell it, I want you to build me an automation that does this, and then it does this, and then it does this, and then it does this. And so I've actually included here, you guys can go on and just click this button and copy it and paste it into Lindy, and it will make you this automation. What this automation does is I have built an automation to enrich my contacts. So I go into my CRM, I export a CSV, I put it into Google Sheets. I will have linked a Google Sheet in Lindy. It will read, hey, there's new rows added. Then it's going to go and it's going to start looping through every single one of the contacts in my CRM. It's going to, I don't have to do any of this, by the way. It goes onto Google and it will, with custom prompts and commands, go and search to find information. So, especially for people in the States, where you guys have a lot more access to information on people's address and purchase history, it will go on, it will use certain websites. You can tell it to use certain websites. It will go on and it will, for every single one of your contacts, it will go find how much they paid for their home, the last time they purchased, when they purchased their home, and you can have it search anything for anyone. So it will enrich those contacts. Then it's going to add it back into a spreadsheet, and you can download that as a CSV and put it back into your CRM to now have these enriched contacts. This is just one example. If you go on Lindy, you literally just go in here and you type, I want an automation that does this, this, and this. They have hundreds of templates as well. Brand monitor. This will literally just track all of your brand accounts online and let you know how you're doing, and you can have it compare to your competitors. So I would tell you all to go on Lindy, find an automation, and just figure it out. Anytime you get stuck on something, like automations can be daunting, just screenshot where you're at, drag it into ChatGPT and say, what do I do? Here's where I'm at. And then the last thing, I don't want to spend too much time on this one. I am going to be launching in a couple weeks the beta for the follow-up assistant AI app that I've built called Invisible. This is built off of the concept that CRMs they're built for big teams, and they're built with hundreds, if not thousands, of features that you and I never use. You know, I've been on tons of these video calls, I've been on tons of conferences. People just don't use these. This is the assistant that I wish I had. Oh, I clicked the wrong button here. This will create custom game plans for you, custom scripts. When it's time to follow up with someone in your database, it generates the script and opens your iMessage with their information already populated in it and the script ready to go. So the beta is currently full, but I am going to open some spots for anyone who's on this call. So it'll be open till the end of today, where you can go on to goinvisible.com. I will send you that as part of this site here, and register to be the first to use this and give your feedback. I look at that. I'm at 9 minutes and 47 seconds. Anyone who wants to go directly to this site and access all of this can scan this QR code here, and 9 minutes and 58 seconds. Done.
Good job, Jordo. That was awesome.
Jordan. You guys, Invisible is going to be really cool. So I would encourage you to check it out. I've had a sneak peek of it. My mind is a little bit blown right now. I'm not going to lie, Jordan. Every time I talk to you about AI, I always feel like I'm like so far behind the 8 ball. But wow, that was a lot of value in 9 minutes and 48 seconds or whatever the number was. Thank you. Okay, we are going to keep moving, guys. Jordan, thank you so much. In 2023, with the rapid rise of AI, Kyle Raniere took his passion for business, marketing, and speed. He's a professional race car driver, you guys. And he took all of that and became the co-founder of realestatecontent.ai, a game-changing AI tool that takes social media off of agents' plates so that we can focus on what we do best, which we all know is closing deals. Kyle has a wealth of knowledge on the topic of AI and AI education, and I'm excited to hear what he's going to share with us today. So I'll give it over to you, Kyle.
Thank you so much. Well, it's going to be hard to follow, Jordan, but real quick, Amy, 10 minutes again. How much time do we have?
You have 25.
Perfect. All right.
Jordan was a little bit more of our TED Talk.
That's good. If Jordan talked for any longer, I wouldn't want to follow him up anyway, right? So thank you. Everybody go check out what Jordan's working on. That's awesome stuff. Guys, it is great to meet you all today. I've got another little presentation here for you. Like Amy said, I come from a lot of different backgrounds. One of those being a professional race car driver. So I'm a little bit too fast at times, which is why I like to watch the chat. So what I want you guys to do is I'm going to be asking you a lot of questions today, and I want you to ask me questions too. Sometimes I go too fast. Slow me down, ask me questions. I am here for your benefit. What I'm going to cram into 25 minutes is I'm going to teach you as much as possible about why social media should get you excited and why you should really be excited about AI taking the workload off your plate and doing it for you. That's what I'm going to teach you guys here today. That's what we're going to learn. We're going to learn the do's, the don'ts, and we're going to learn how easy it can really be to have AI do something that you might not even understand at all. So the good news about this is no matter where you guys are at, you guys could be AI experts, you could hate social media, you could have 50 million followers, wherever you're at, I promise you're gonna learn something today, as long as you take notes and ask me questions in the chat. You guys ready? Let's go. So I wanna start off by asking you guys a question. I want you to answer this question in the chat, and this is going to help me with what I need to teach you. So I want you to give yourself a score in the chat right now. I want you to score yourself on a scale of 0 to 10, 10 being the highest, 0 being the lowest. How good is your business social media right now? How good are you at social media? See the averages in the chat right here. I'd say 6s, 5s, 3s. We had some higher ups there a little bit earlier. I'd say, Amy, what do you think our average is here? Probably about a 5?
I think our average is 5 to 6, yeah.
5 to 6, that's what I'd say too.
Yeah.
That's good. I love seeing some of y'all in here, like Germani taking social media really seriously, Nicole as well, coming in here with these really good scores. That tells me that you guys know that social media is valuable. But I think we all know that social media is valuable. It's just, do we have enough time to do it? And how do we get to be that elusive 10 out of 10? Nobody in here was a 10 out of 10, but some people are coming really close, and that's really good to see. Well, I want to ask you guys one more question. This next question, same thing. I want you to comment from a scale of 0 to 10. Tell me how good you are at AI. Now, this is very similar to what Jordan just did. This is just going to give me an idea of where everybody's at, where you're comfortable with when it comes to AI. Say we're a little bit lower here so far. We got some 4s, 3s, 5s, 2s, 6s, 3s. We got an 8.5 sneaking in there. Who's feeling a little bit lower after getting their mind blown from Jordan in there?
Seriously.
Right? Yeah, seriously. Every time, like Jordan mentioned Mark LaFleur, every time Mark talks, I always feel like, there's always so much to learn. Good stuff. I'd say our average here is probably about a 4, maybe a 5, a little bit lower on AI than we are at social media, but that's no problem. Again, that's just for my benefit, because if everybody in here is a 10 out of 10, changes what we teach here today, all right? So I want to talk about social media. Why? With all the cool things that AI can do. We already heard about a couple of them today, right? AI, with the power of GPTs, it can build websites, it can build apps, it can integrate with your CRM, it can read, write, and respond to your emails, it can even pretend to look, act, and sound like you. With all the cool things that AI can do, why should you get excited about it doing something like social media? Something that I think a lot of us don't necessarily love to do. Right? And it's because, I'm going to spend a little bit of time explaining this, it's because social media is the biggest thing holding your business back in 2025. Now, that's a bold statement. That's a really bold statement, right? So I better have something good to back this up. So instead of asking you guys to take my word for it, you're going to say, Kyle, you're the social media guy. Of course, you're going to say social media is pretty important. I pulled the statistics. I want you guys to take a look on my screen right here. I have a blue graph that's detailing social media usage by age range, okay? Now, if I was going to ask you, what do you think the difference is between Gen Z and baby boomers who use social media every single day? You'd probably say, I think most Gen Zers are on social media, right? My neighbor has a 2nd grader, just started 2nd grade. She has an iPhone, it's newer than mine. I bet most Gen Zers are on social media. Most baby boomers probably are not. Not to say that they aren't, but I bet there's a big difference. Guys, there is less than a 30% difference between baby boomers and Gen Z on social media. And that's not just Facebook. That's Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, X, TikTok, every single social media platform. I want to do a quick example. I want you guys to answer this for me in the chat. How many of y'all work with first-time buyers or move-up buyers and sellers? Just type yes in the chat. I work with first-time buyers or move-up buyers and sellers. Awesome. Ashley, Tyson, Michelle, LaShawn, Amanda, Pam. I love to see it. Well, guess what? Those of you guys that work with first-time home buyers, move-up buyers, and sellers, That's our millennial age range, 27 to 42s, right? Not to say that there's not people outside of that, but for the most part, 27 to 42s, right in that wheelhouse. 27 to 42s is the most popular demographic on social media. In the United States alone, 68.5 million 27 to 42-year-olds said they use social media every single day. What you need to understand about this graph is, one, everyone uses social media, whether you're working with downsizers, FSBOs, expireds, luxury, first-time buyers, upsizers, whoever you're working with, they are using social media. And when something is important to our clients, it needs to be important to us. So when we know, hey, I don't like social media, maybe you're not comfortable being on camera, maybe you look at social media as something that you wish was never invented, you need to look at what's important to your clients. And social media is important to all modern buyers and sellers. But it's not just enough for us to know that it's important. We probably already knew that. But I want to show you guys the inside info. How are people actually using social media? And remember, the whole reason we're talking about this is because we're going to eventually use AI to solve all of these problems. This is how people think social media works. So I want to bust this myth right now. People think social media is you figure out what viral content is. Once you figure out what that formula is, that video, that picture, whatever you're going to do, once you have figured out that formula, you are going to get so many more followers. People are going to start messaging you, and you're going to laugh all the way to the bank. This is actually how social media works. This is the real life social media lead gen journey. Now, it's a good idea. Take a picture of this with your phone, write this down. This is a really important graph here, because once we understand this, it's going to make your life a heck of a lot easier when it comes to managing big tasks like social media. And then when we introduce AI, it's going to make everything even more simple. So I want to do one more example here. How many of you guys work with referral business? Type I do in the chat if you work with referrals. We're going to do an example. Cassie does. Claire, Carol, Laura, Tyson, Sierra, Angie. All right. I'm going to pick an unlucky volunteer here. Okay. Don't worry. I'm not going to go to anybody's social media accounts. All right. Miss Angie, you're going to be my unlucky volunteer. Okay. Just because I saw your name pop up first. All right. Angie Lar is going to be my volunteer. So Angie is a real estate agent in my neighborhood. I am a homeowner, and I'm trying to sell my own house because I know everything. I know everything in the world. You can't tell me different, right? I know everything there is to know, so I'm going to try to sell my own house. And a good friend, neighbor of mine, comes up to me and he says, Kyle, what are you doing? You have to call Angie. Angie is the best real estate agent in the state, in the county, in the neighborhood. You need to call her. She made my life so much easier. Oh my gosh, what are you doing? You need to call her right now, Kyle. Well, that's a fantastic referral. I think we'd all love if all of our last 5 customers said that, right? What am I statistically most likely to do next? Okay, I just heard that from a good friend of mine who said, you got to drop everything and call Angie right now. We live in 2025. Does anybody have a guess? What am I statistically most likely to do next? I got some answers in the chat that are already absolutely nailing it. Ashley, Randy, Adela, Jari, everybody, you guys are awesome. Look at that. Amy, everybody's on it today. And then Chris Clark's in there, knows I'm an Oklahoma State Cowboy, and he's giving me some crap in here. Oh, boomer sooner. I'm coming for you later, Chris. Don't worry. Well, you guys are right. CJ, Nicole, Angie, Adela, Jari, Randy, Jerome. You're going to look her up, right? It's not enough for us to say, okay, great, go ahead and give me Angie's phone number. I'm going to cold call her in the middle of the workday. It's not how people work anymore. So I'm going to look her up. Well, let's go to Google. Let's think about this. I'm going to go to Google. I'm going to look up Angie. What's going to show up first? What's going to show up at the top of Google? Well, I'm probably going to have her agent website. Maybe I'll have her realtor.ca profile or realtor.com if you're in the States. But up there towards the top of Google every single time is her social media pages. Now, those of you that don't have a big following on social media, you might wonder, does that rule apply to me too? It absolutely does. Facebook, whether you have 5 followers or 50,000, if you have a Facebook business profile, Google prioritizes that search result. So guess what? Your Facebook business page is always going to show up towards the top of Google. And that's not by mistake. Meta, the company that owns Facebook and Instagram, is headquartered right down the street from Google. You don't think they know how to work the algorithm? So put yourself back in my position, right? I am a potential lead. I just got a glowing referral. I have now looked Angie up. Where am I at right now? I am in the validation step. Okay, what I find on Google, whatever I decide to click on, is standing between me and calling Angie. And if I don't call Angie, she never even knew that I was this close to being a hot lead for her. So those top 3 options. I've got her agent website. Well, I just heard Angie's name for the first time in my life, so safe to say I've never been to her website before. Option number 2, maybe I've got her realtor.com profile. Okay, well, let's say I'm not a real estate agent. I'm not in the industry. I can count on one hand the amount of times that I have visited realtor.com. However, I am part of those 56 million Gen Xers that are on social media every day, the 68.5 million millennials, or even the 30 million baby boomers. I'm statistically most likely to click on the platform that I am familiar with. I'm going to click on your Facebook page. 9 times out of 10, if I search you, I am going to your social media profiles. Even when you have all the reviews in the world, you have a great website that you spend a ton of money on, you have an awesome realtor.com profile or whatever you have. It's just the facts that people are more often likely to click on a platform that they visit every day. So what happens? All roads lead back to your social media accounts. And guess what, guys? If I land on your social media accounts and they look like this, happy National Coffee Cup Day, and then I got a picture of you and your dog on vacation with half your thumb in it, and then you've got a closing from 2 months ago, but the next agent that I look up looks like this, and she's posting every day, and she's posting content about her market, and she's talking about deals in the area and what she can do to help and why you should hire her. Who has a better digital first impression? I want you guys to think back to what your score was out of 10. You guys, everybody remember what your score was out of 10 on social media? Think about this. If you grade yourself, now I went to public school in the United States. A 6 out of 10 in public school is still a D for us, right? If I'm a 6 out of 10, I am failing social media. You are failing to make a good first impression. Think about how many times you had a lead that was this close, but you failed to make a good first impression so that you never actually got their contact information. Plain and simple, the reason why social media is the biggest missed opportunity in modern business and why AI is so perfectly suited to solve it is because you are losing business that you literally don't even know you have. You work so hard on your marketing, so hard on your referrals, your mailers, everything you do to get your name out there. And all of these roads are leading to something as simple and stupid as how you look online. And that is why maximizing your social media presence, and I'm not talking about being an influencer, just doing some simple best practices is going to dramatically increase your lead conversion. So how do we do it? How do we do it, Kyle? And how can we use AI to make it easy? That's the whole goal of today, right? Well, number 1, we all need to know what a true 10 out of 10 is. Nobody in here was a 10 out of 10 on social media, right? So I need to tell you guys. Really quick, Allison asked personal profile or business profile. Business profile will always come up first. Business profiles are public. I recommend business profiles every time. Good question. What is a true 10 out of 10 on social media? What do we need to do? Now, you guys don't have to write this down. I can send this out as a note later. We can cover it a little bit more, but this is a true 10 out of 10 strategy. I'm going to tell you guys exactly right now in about 2 minutes. Okay. Here's a 10 out of 10. You are posting on every single social media platform, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, X, TikTok, all of them. You are posting unique content to every single one. How many of you guys, and you guys can be honest in the chat, how many of you guys are guilty of using the auto post button from Facebook to Instagram? Everything you post on Instagram goes directly to your Facebook page. How many people did I catch? Guys, oh, Amy, I didn't read it. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Oh,
there you
brutal.
go. Oh, Raquel.
Oh, I'm taking Joe and Raquel down with me.
Oh, well, guys, let me explain why, right? It's something so simple, right? Facebook and Instagram are owned by the same company. They both post pictures. They both post videos. They both have captions. If they're so similar, why aren't they the same app? Would have made a whole lot of sense when Facebook bought Instagram to just combine the two. It's because they have different rules. They have different algorithms. What works on Facebook does not work on Instagram, right? So a true 10 out of 10 is creating optimized photos, optimized pictures, optimized captions for every single platform, Facebook and Instagram included. Well, on top of that, on top of those Instagram, or on top of those pictures and videos, A true 10 out of 10 understands things about SEO when it comes to social media, and SEO comes down to your captions. How many of you guys hate social media because you say, I have no idea who's following me and I have no idea if they're ever going to be my clients? I'll tell you what fixes that. When you understand social media SEO, how to word a caption so that it attracts the right person's algorithm. So those are things like keyword cadence, keyword density, caption length optimization, hashtag trend, and call to actions. When you can do all of those things and you can optimize them for your captions, it's going to help improve the amount of people that see your profiles that could actually be your target market. So a true 10 out of 10 knows how to write those SEO optimized captions. They know how to create content that is unique for every platform, both on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, X, and TikTok. They know how to edit them on things like CapCut, Canva, Photoshop, and Premiere Pro. How many of you guys, after hearing me say that, all are getting really excited about spending 40 hours a week doing this? How do you guys feel? Does anybody feel overwhelmed? It's okay if you feel overwhelmed. Because guess what? You're going to have to do that every single week, week after week for the rest of your career. Social media isn't going anywhere. What I just said, you are going to have to do every single week, week after week for the rest of your career. You're going to have to do it 3 to 5 times per week, even posting every single day if you can, every single week for the rest of your career. Angie says she's absolutely overwhelmed, and I agree with Michael too. Thank goodness for AI. So, we've got a little bit of time left here. I want to talk about AI. Just for about 5 minutes, Amy. Talk about AI. Why is AI our savior for this whole social media problem? Well, guess what? You guys are already significantly smarter about social media than when you started this call right here today. With the notes you've taken, with the questions you've asked, everybody already here is armed with the knowledge to know what you need to do. So now that we know what we need to do, we can have AI do it for us. Right? That's the next part of making this easy. Well, the reason I get excited about AI for social media is because when I think about social media, there's always 3 options. Option number 1 is I'm going to do it myself. Okay? So option number 1, I'm going to do it myself. Well, guess what? Everything that I just told you about being a 10 out of 10 social media superstar, that's basically a job description for a full-time social media manager. Actually, it's exactly a job description because I read it off my other screen right here where I have it up on Indeed.com. That is a full-time, 40-hour-a-week, $60,000 a year job if you're going to do it yourself. Option number 2, you're going to hire somebody. Okay, now I've hired just about everybody. I've hired VAs, good VAs. I've hired bad VAs. I've hired my niece that just graduated from college with a marketing degree and told me she knows everything about Instagram. I've hired the big companies and the small management companies, and I'll cut to the slack. The only time that I have ever gotten a return on social media that was tangible and trackable was when we were spending $5,000 a month on a social media manager firm. USD for my Canadian friends, $5,000 a month. And it took them 8 months to do it. Amy's already shaking her head. I agree. Guys, the reason why the good social media companies cost so much money is because they know this. They know that when you fix social media, it is a money glitch. They know that when your social media gives everybody that lands there a good first impression, you are going to make more money. And guess what? The companies that don't charge what that's worth, it's a scam. That's why these $5,000, $10,000 marketing companies exist. But Kyle, I don't want to spend $5,000, $10,000 a month. Well, I don't blame you. I could think about 100 other things I'd rather spend that money on. I'm right there with you. Social media management has become way too expensive because the people that do it well have figured out how much it's worth. That is where AI comes in. AI is the perfect solution for our social media problem because of 2 very specific reasons. Reason number 1, AI is smart. Does everybody remember your first time using ChatGPT? Type in something. Everybody, it knows everything, right? It's trained on the entirety of the internet. So when I think about that, when I think about AI as a solution for social media and remembers her first time using ChatGPT, when I think about AI as a solution, I don't have to know anything about what I'm having it do, right? If I go hire the $5,000 a month social media marketing company, do I have to learn everything that they do before I hire them? Do I have to learn keyword density, keyword cadence, caption optimization, and editing on CapCut and Canva? No, I don't. It's the same thing with ChatGPT. It's the same thing with Grok, Perplexity, Llama, Gemini, whatever LLM or whatever platform you are using. AI is your expert. So you don't have to be an expert on social media. You don't have to understand social media to be a 10 out of 10. The last reason is because it is fast. When I use AI, I can go in there, I can type in a quick sentence, and boom, it's going to give me a big paragraph right away. AI is uniquely suited for doing time-consuming tasks. There is no way around it on social media. All these little tasks are going to add up. Whether I'm recording videos, taking pictures, editing on CapCut and Canva, even posting it on the right day and the right time, AI can do all of that for us in minutes. AI is the best solution for social media because it is smart. We do not have to know anything about social media to do it, and it is fast. We can be in and out and done in minutes. Now, what I'm going to do, because we're short on time here, is I'm going to give you guys a quick sneak peek. I'm going to give you a quick sneak peek of what we use to do social media, to do exactly that. Now, this isn't Grok or Gemini or ChatGPT or anything like that. This is an AI software that is built from the ground up for real estate. That's it. This is not made for your car dealership. It's not made for your dog walkers. It's made for real estate agents, teams, owners, and brokers, and MLOs. That's it. Because when I come in here, here's my calendar, right? I have all these boxes right in here. If I click on one of these boxes, I can see what AI has made for me. Guess what? AI used my headshots, my logos, my colors, my fonts, my styles. All I had to do was type in what I wanted it to do right here, click generate, and then AI did the rest of the work. AI made my pictures, it made my videos, it added in my listings, it made videos of my listings, it actually animated the photos. And it's taken all of this content right here. AI's made all of this, organized it into a calendar, and it's going to post it directly to my social media accounts because it's connected to Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, X, and TikTok. And what that's going to allow us to do is go in here and to our entire blank month. I could delete the month of September. I have a blank month of October. And in about 15 minutes, I can fill up this entire calendar with 10 out of 10 social media content. And if you want to learn how to do that, I'm going to host a webinar on Wednesday. We're going to do a quick workshop. Friends of Amy are always welcome. So we'll do a quick workshop, and I'm going to teach you guys how to do exactly that. So if you guys scan this QR code right here, you can join this workshop. I'm also going to put the link right here in the meeting chat. And if you scan that link, or if you scan the QR code, or if you click on the link in the chat, you can join my workshop. We're going to jump right into AI, and we're going to dive deep. We'll have plenty of time to answer questions. But for now, I don't want to take up too much of our time because, Amy, we got some really good speakers here today. So
yeah, we've got a lot going on today. And before I give it over to Raquel, I'm just going to, Catherine asked, can you use this for a Google profile?
You can. So it will do everything that it creates. You can download and add to your Google profile. I want to be very clear. It's not going to automatically post to a Google profile in the calendar, but everything it creates, you can download and add to your Google My Business profile.
Okay. And then what social rank penalty happens from using social made posts with manual posting versus organic? Do you have any facts on that?
As far as a scheduler, so using a scheduler is universally known as being about a 4% hit on engagement. The way that people usually validate that is if you can post 7 days or 5 times a week with a scheduler, but only 2 or 3 times a week on your own, your net engagement from posting more is higher than the 4% loss for making it convenient.
Okay. All right, Raquel, I'll give it over to you.
Okay, when I said RocketFuel is back and we are loading it up, so I want to let you guys know that you guys want to stay to the end because we have 2 more speakers and some exciting announcements at the end that you're not gonna want to miss. And this is the power of United because the next speaker I actually met through a United call. So there is something to be said when we build communities together and we get to engage and connect with each other on this call because our next speaker is how I met Emilio was through United. Emilio has been helping agents scale to freedom using AI tools. And just like I think Joe said earlier, he went away for a couple years to go build something totally rad. And I can't wait for him to share all the things that he knows about AI. Emilio, take it. You've got the floor.
All right, awesome. You know, first off, amazing speakers that we've had so far. Shout out to both you guys. You guys are doing some amazing things. I'm hopefully living up to the precedent that you guys have set here. I'm really excited to talk about AI. AI has become a huge buzzword. I feel like, you know, everything's AI this, AI that. I'm gonna just be very transparent with you guys. For me, AI didn't become something real until I understood how it could make me more money, right? I feel like, there's a lot of cool things out there, but for me, it was, how does this affect my bottom line? How do I actually implement something that's going to make me more money? And for the last 3 years, I've been helping thousands of agents implement AI in their business. And let me be the one to tell you, AI can generate revenue in your business. And I'm going to actually show you how. I'm not going to be theoretical. I'm not going to tell you about it. I'm going to show you guys. So I'm really excited about the opportunity to do that. Thank you, Raquel. Thank you to Amy and Joe as well. Before I get into that, my name is Emilio Estevez. I have the pleasure of operating a real estate team in New York City as well as Tampa Bay. And essentially, if I'm being, again, just very transparent with you guys, after running numbers, I realized that we were losing over $1.2 million due to slow follow-up. People were calling us hot with business, and we were missing those calls or too slow, and our follow-up was lackluster. It's really just as simple as that. The truth of it is we were having a leverage problem. And I started speaking to more of my peers, especially team leads that have agents underneath them, and started realizing a lot of us have this problem. So I want to emphasize how important speed to lead is. I think it's something that we talk about, but it's not emphasized enough. And I just want to, give you this quick actual statistic when it comes to speed to lead, right? If someone is calling you with a business inquiry, that could be somebody calling you about an open house for a listing you have. That can be, referral that's calling you up, and maybe they're interviewing several agents. If you're not engaging with that person within the first 5 minutes of that inquiry coming in, you are 100 times less likely to gain that business. And I'm going to tell you what I think AI is going to do in the very near future. That 5 minutes is going to shrink to probably 60 seconds. And why I say that is people are becoming more comfortable with engaging with robots because human beings are obsessed with convenience. We don't care how it's done. We just care that it's convenient. And you're starting to realize yourself, right? We used to call restaurants. We don't call restaurants anymore. We go to Uber Eats, right? So we are going in a direction where people want convenience more than anything else. And is it convenient to do business with your business? And as I just explained, $1 million was falling at the wayside because it was not convenient to do business with Rehab. And that is the reason why we made drastic changes and we implemented AI. The most awesome part about where we are right now in 2025 is that AI is at a point where it can offer you immense leverage in your business and cost you a fraction of the amount of money that a big corporation or even you currently right now maybe are paying ISAs, or you have local people with boots on the ground that are, maybe you have a call center that costs tens of thousands of dollars. I'm going to show you something that costs just a couple $100 and is way more powerful, way more efficient than somebody live handling incoming business, nurturing and retaining that business. So I want to talk to you guys about, you probably see on my background here, I'm going to introduce you guys to Yaya. Yaya is your AI assistant, okay? I'm going to do something pretty radical here. I actually need a volunteer. I need a volunteer. I need someone that's not streaming from their phone, somewhere where you're having good audio, so that you can make a very quick phone call. And we're going to do it in front of the whole group. So if I can get someone to jump in, Amy, Raquel, you guys can help. I don't know if anyone's allowed to speak on here. I just need someone to jump on. I'm going to give you some very quick instructions.
Yeah, absolutely. Who Danny Hampton, do you want to do it? No. Jason O'Keefe?
We have a Kim there that just said,
someone put up their hand? Someone did?
I'll do it.
Catherine. Okay, perfect.
All right, perfect. I'm not sure. I
wasn't picking on anybody. I was just looking at the first people I saw.
All right, so who do we have here? Is it Catherine?
Catherine, yeah, I'm in Boston. How are you?
I love it. Hey, Catherine, how you doing?
Great.
All right, Catherine, this is going to be really simple, okay? There's a phone number I always get backwards. You see that phone number right here?
Yes.
I'd like for you to call that phone number, put it on speaker, put it close to the mic, act like you're a seller in your local market. You're calling a
Read
real
the
estate
number
agent.
out to me. My glasses are I'm squinting already.
Okay, sure. 718
Yep.
550
Yep.
64.
Yep.
77.
No, not 77. 6497. Apologies.
Okay, hold on.
97.
718
718 550 6497.
718 550 6497. Okay, here we go.
Yeah.
Hello.
Oh,
I have the pleasure of speaking to.
Catherine.
Hi, Catherine. Nice to meet you. Are you looking to buy or sell a property today?
Bye.
All right, Catherine. If you have any questions in the future, feel free to reach out. Have a great day.
Sorry, it kept going back and forth from my AirPods, but yes, there you go.
Oh, that's what it was. I'm like, I don't want to hear
No,
anything.
they were great. They were great. Thank you.
Okay. No, it's okay. Can I get someone else if they could just call up whoever has audio that can that's not connected to AirPods, just so that we can. That was Catherine that just called. That just got the notification here. So if someone else, Amy, yeah, please, somebody just jump in. Just call the number 550. It's actually in the chat as well. 718 550 6497. And just make sure you're not connected to anything else so we can hear.
Sure.
Welcome to Verizon Wireless. Your call cannot be completed as dialed.
718 or
718 550 6497. While he's doing that, I'd like for you all to text that number and just say hello.
Verizon Wireless. Your call cannot be completed as dialed.
And dial
Please check the number and dial again. Announcement for welcome to
I think you're dialing the wrong number.
is a correct number.
Okay, it is. All right.
718 550 6477.
Here's here.
Who do I have the pleasure of speaking to?
Yes, hello. This is John.
Hi, John. Nice to meet you. How can I help you today? Are you looking to buy or sell a property?
I'm actually calling because I'm looking to sell my property. I own a property in Manhattan, New York, and I'd like to speak. I was given your phone number. I was told you were a real estate agent.
Great, John. Thanks for reaching out. I'm here to help. Do you have a timeline in mind for selling your property in Manhattan?
Probably around 30 days. I'm just getting the property ready now, and I'd love to find out, what it's worth.
Got it, John. Getting everything ready in 30 days sounds like a solid plan. Have you had any agents give you a price opinion yet? Or would you like us to help with that?
Well, I mean, yes, I don't really know what it's worth. That's why I'm calling you.
Absolutely, John. We can definitely help with that. What's the current condition of your property? Any recent updates or renovations?
I did do the roof over. We did the boiler over as well. I know my neighbor down the street, he got $1 million for his house, and my house is definitely a lot better.
Sounds like you've made some great improvements. With those updates, your property might be worth even more. What's your ideal price if everything worked out perfectly?
Let's say $1 million.
$1 million sounds like a great target. Let's make sure we get you the best deal possible. Can I confirm your best email and phone number so Emilio or one of our agents can reach out to you?
Yeah, you can actually reach me at john@gmail.com. You can also give me a call at 718-555-5555.
Thanks, John. I've got your email as john@gmail.com and your phone number as 718-555-5555. I'll pass this along to Emilio or one of our agents, and they'll be in touch soon.
All right, great. So that was just a sort of live demo of the conversation. When someone calls my business and I'm on this call like I'm with you guys right now, or I'm at happy hour, or I'm busy, or it's 10 o'clock and I'm not taking phone calls, I see text messages coming in. You guys are likely, some of you already having conversations so that you can see what that's like. Let me tell you, some of the biggest concerns I had was people's comfort level in speaking to what may seemingly be AI. And let me tell you, the convenience that has taken over our society has made things that didn't seem possible very possible now. It's incredible. So you're likely, some of you having a conversation with it right now via text message. Just to kind of get a firsthand experience of what it is that looks like. I want to implore you that this has completely changed and covered up the leakage of that $1.2 million that we were having, because now we have 24/7 customer service. So whenever someone wants to give us business, we know about it. So I'm getting text messages right now, conversations that are happening. I'm not doing anything. I'm getting receiving phone calls, as you guys did earlier, and allowing the AI to be able to engage the person, nurture it, and allow me to decide if it's urgent or not. You're likely right now spinning your wheels, or your agents are burning out speaking to prospects that are not ready to buy and sell real estate right now. This is essentially your 24/7 customer service, so that you are not burning out speaking to people that are not looking to do business. And this is going to our back end, and I'm getting emailed immediately upon the call to tell me what exactly is being spoken about. So I want to encourage you guys. I have a webinar where I've actually placed my social medias right here. I have a free webinar on September 24th at 6 p.m. If you want to dive deeper, hear more, see it in real time, look at backend, as well as learn about other things in AI that we're using that truly help you make more money, I'd encourage you guys, meet me there. It's going to be awesome. I'm going to be sharing a lot of other things, not just Yaya. And also, I hope that in all of our speaking today, that you guys realize the difference between human powered and AI powered, and that our world is going in this direction. Whether you like it, don't like it, it's going to happen. So I appreciate, you guys' time. For the folks that see the benefit of having a AI assistant, I left a QR code here at the very bottom. You can go to getyaya.com. AJ, my assistant, you can put that in the chat. You can learn more there, sign up, and get your AI assistant and be up and running by the end of this week. So, thank you guys for your time. Thank you guys for your patience. And I'm excited to keep learning about AI.
So guys, really quick, I want to do two things. Number one, I want you to think about something you've learned over the last 3 speakers. I'd love for people to pop it in the chat. But before we do that, just to talk briefly what Emilio was talking about. Yesterday, my son and I were driving home, and my car has implemented into it now AI. And we were just having conversations with AI, with it asking questions about random things. We were asking golf questions and world questions. And while like AI responds a little bit slower, and people said a little bit colder than I would enjoy with a human, although Colton popped in and said some people find him cold. We are, as a society, getting used to, or more used to, that type of communication. And so, not to say that that's the rule, but just to say AI will not take anyone's business away from them, but agents who utilize AI really, really well are going to win in the future. And that's what today's call is all about. So pop in the chat one quick thing that you've learned from anyone today that you think you could implement into your business. As I introduce our next speaker, I just kind of wanted to see what something people are taking away from this. Everybody's got different temperaments. For some people, AI is essential and a godsend. For some people, AI is annoying. So take a second, pop in the chat something that you are going to be implementing into your business that you learned from today. All right, so we've got using AI to help leverage social media. I love that, all of it. Automations, content for posts. I really loved what Kyle said in that, or no, it was actually Jordan. Jordan said, we don't want AI to sound exactly like us. We want it to sound like a way better version of ourselves in the terms of like the content and things like that. I thought that was great. All right. With that, we've got 29 minutes left. 25 of them are going to be given to my guy, Colton Lindsay. For those of you who don't know Colton, He is the lightning rod of real estate. If you follow him on social, you know so much of what he posts gets passionate responses on both sides of the aisle. He's the one that's been coming to me expressing the importance of leveraging AI in our business, understanding AI. And so we felt like he'd be a great one to wrap up this session. He's going to talk a little bit about what he's doing, how he sees the future of AI. And with that, we'll turn it over to the WGR, my guy, Colton Lindsay.
I like it. The lightning rod of real estate. That's a great introduction. How's everyone doing today? Put your hands on the screen. I'll make sure I can see everyone. You guys good? Awesome. Thanks for having me here today. Randy Lusk, good to see you, my man. Jason O'Keefe, how are you? Tara, good to see you all on here today. How many of you guys are currently using AI? Drop a 1 in the chat box if you're currently using AI. I want to see, and put a 2 if you're not. Is there anyone not using AI? I'm just wondering if there's no people using AI. Okay, so we're all using AI. Alicia says 1, a little. So I look at AI as the ability to scale my freedom. And when I look at freedom, there's a couple freedoms I want. Number one is I want business freedom. I want the ability to work where I want, when I want, how I want. And if I don't work, I still want money to come in. How many of you guys hand up on the screen be like, I want that, right? The second thing that I look at is how do I create location freedom? Like location freedom is super duper important with me, especially as my kids get older. They're in a club soccer. They could be anywhere and you know, Vegas, or we go on a trip to Croatia if we want to hang out there, wherever I'm at. I want to make sure money's still coming in, but I still have the location freedom. Thumbs up on the screen if you guys are looking for that in your lives, right? And then the third thing that is super important for me, I think probably the most important the older I get, because I'm 41 now, is the time freedom. And I'm realizing, and some of you guys are realizing, that time is finite. And the people that we get to spend it with, it's not guaranteed forever. And so we really want those special moments. So put a I'm in if you guys are on board with those types of freedom. I just want to make sure you guys are on board with that. So there's a phrase, Joe kind of alluded to this, and I learned this. I've been into a couple of meetings with a guy named Dan Martell. Anyone, wave your hand on the screen if you know who Dan is. Dan is awesome, and I've had a couple of opportunities to be in some conversations with him. But his phrase that he uses, I think, really relates into real estate agents is the AI will not replace real estate agents, but it's top agents using AI that will replace real estate agents. So I made some pretty bold statements. I don't know if I'm going to be on this or off on this, but I think we'll be down to about 800,000 realtors in the next 36 months. Some of those things are going to be because of the market, and that's just part of it. But for those of you who haven't followed NAR recently, because you've given up on them like a lot of us have, is that they're predicting 150,000 less realtors by the end of November this year. And by the end of 2026, they're only predicting 350,000 less, meaning about 1.2 million realtors off about 1.55 that we were to start this year. So that's the direction that it's going, which is the market is shrinking as far as real estate agents go. But if you look at those realtors that are absolutely just going to crush, it's very, very, very simple. It's 2 words. Write this down. I want to make sure you guys get it. Number 1 is innovation. Number 1 is innovation. And what that means is to constantly find ways to make your clients' lives better. Very simple. Constantly finding ways to make your clients' lives better. I changed it to if I just change the screen to my side, do you guys still see me, or is it showing a grid? We're all good? You guys can see me? Okay. So the second thing I want you to write down is marketing. Marketing is about entering the conversation that your right fit clients are already having in their heads. That is literally the only 2 things that matter for you going forward into the future. How the economy works is transactions happen, and at least in the US, I don't know the numbers in Canada, is that 1/5 of the US economy is real estate transactions, real estate involved. So you guys, all you have to do is innovate and market into the middle of those transactions. Is this making sense? That's like literally all you have to do. And AI is how you can actually scale it. So I thought it'd be really great today if I just share with you things I'm working on. I don't think there's anything right or anything wrong when it comes to artificial intelligence. I think that there is just a simple of, hey, here's what I'm doing. I can only come from my experience. This is what's working for me. Hope it helps for you guys. So if you guys are down with that, put some yeses in the chat box. I want to make sure that you guys are open to that. Awesome, Laurie. So glad to see you here. Oh, this is a great community. Thank you so much. LaShawn, Luke, Chris, good to see you, man. So I want to go through what, first of all, understand the psychology of AI adoption, because I think a lot of we get on AI trainings all the time and it's like, hey, use this AI, use that AI. And how many of you guys put a two in the chat box if you ever feel like, yeah, people tell me all this AI shit, but what does it really freaking mean? Like who feels like that off the time? And someone's like, oh yeah, you should do this thing. And you're like, wait, what did you just say? Like, I don't even comprehend what to do. And so then we resort back to hanging out with ChatGPT and playing with ChatGPT a little bit. Thumbs up on the screen, you guys get what I'm talking about. So I think it'd be great if we first go through and understand that adoption. So psychologically, you can start to accept that, because depending on what generation you're born in, now if you're in the baby boomer generation, it is going to be more difficult because most of your life did not have this technology. If you're in the Gen X, it might be a little bit easier. And now if you're a millennial, you're probably easily going to adopt this, and especially if into the Gen Z. Don't judge yourself. Don't shame yourself. Let's just simplify it a little bit. So the first is, how many of you guys put a M in the chat box if you're using AI at least monthly, like you're just monthly using it right now, and part of how you're doing it is you're chatting with it. Like you get on ChatGPT and you're just talking with it. You're asking questions, or maybe you're like some people I've talked to, they're using ChatGPT as a way to search stuff. They're like, hey, just searching things, right? Almost as their new search engine. That's what's called a play level. Okay, so that's just beginning to introduce it. The second is, how many of you guys put a W if you're using it weekly? Who's using it weekly currently? Typically, when people start to use it weekly, this is a level of starting to build systems and processes. Okay, systems and processes. So one of the things I did early on was I was trying to learn this thing is I realized that GPT, for example, could really help me crystallize my thoughts. Like it could say shit more clear to me than I could say. Raise your hand if you guys get what I'm talking about. Like I'm like, gosh, that makes sense. Thank you. So I easily took the 8 realms of my human life value, like relationship, business, money, health and vitality, and I created just these chat conversations or GPTs around that. And here's what I started learning at that level. The way you get really great at using AI is you treat it like an attorney. And here's what I mean like that. An attorney's whole job is to take directive from me, is to tell them what I want them to go do. For those of you who've had to work with attorneys before, sometimes they want to tell you how they want to do things. And I've learned you got to tell them how you want to do things. It's the same concept when it comes to AI. So the very first skill I think all of you need to learn at the systems or process or weekly level, and we're really looking conversational, is giving a clear prompt, giving a very crystal clear prompt on what you want it to do or how you want it to respond. So a good example of what not to do is, how many of you guys use it to write copy? Like, hey, help me write this copy for this Facebook post, Instagram post. And then you don't really like it, so you want it to be better. And I see people saying this, like, hey, make it better. So the question is, what does make it better mean? So if you can get really clear at just giving all of your, like, hey, do this, do this, do that. I'll give you an example with my kiddos. Because their school says not to use AI, I'm obviously the guy that's like, no, let's use AI, right? And so when they have to go write a book report, my 10-year-old will give it very clear instructions to write it as if it's a 12-year-old girl that goes to Challenger School in Utah that is one of the top tier girls in her grade. Like, she goes really in depth to tell it on how to do the thing. So that becomes really where we start to develop processes or systems. But the third level of psychologically adopting AI is really where we start to use it daily. I saw some of you guys put a D if you guys are there daily. I know several of you guys are using it daily.
Hey, Colton, really quick, what are you seeing along these lines? There's times when, to be specific, I almost feel, because I'm so used to talking to human beings in a certain way, like out of kindness, and we all kind of beat around the bush because we don't want to be too pushy. But when you're talking about prompts and creating very specifics, it can almost sound rude at times the way you talk to your AI engine because you're just straight bossing it around. But that's one of the ways to be most efficient, correct?
Yes, and just make sure to say thank you at the end. So if AI takes over,
That I'm not on
I'm
the hit list.
I'll share my screen to see what kind of like Joe's talking about. You guys might want to screenshot this. You guys can go to my Instagram and get it as well. I can even drop it in the chat box. But share your screen. Oh shoot, where did the chat box go here? Here it is.
We'll drop it in, Colton. Don't worry.
Cool. Sweet. So I'm just gonna read this to you guys real quick. Oh shoot, I just lost it. I had it and then I messed it up because I started pushing buttons. I want you to create a scroll stopping hook specifically engineered for the topic of my video. The topic of my video is blank. Create a hyper specific hook matrix that includes pattern interrupts that force people to stop, psychological triggers that demand engagement, curiosity gaps that keep viewers watching, power phrases that drive action, hook structures proven to go viral, and instantly someone can relate with or think to themselves, hey, that's me, or I've seen that, or I've heard that before. Also create hooks that are rage bait or get someone to get slightly triggered. Format this to be 10 ready to use hooks I can use for videos. So that's a very, I think, clear structured way of giving a prompt that we use that daily in my business. Okay. Versus, hey, can you create me 10 hooks for my Instagram post? How many of you guys raise your hand if you notice the difference in how clear the structure of the prompt is. So get really, really, really clear on what it is that you want to prompt. And I just dropped that link in the chat. If you guys want to go to it and scroll through, you guys can get that. And I got to go back to my notes here. So daily, that's starting to use tools. That's starting to create product into your business. The fourth level is what's called an API level. And really we're starting to build protocol. This is when we start to use AI hourly. Put an H in the chat box if you're already using AI hourly. Who's my hourly people so far? So hourly is where you can start to begin to automate things, where things can start to do work for you. I was talking on our leadership meeting today for my company. I would hate to own a virtual assistant business right now because they're going to be the first ones to go away in the next few years. And smart VA companies are going to switch to AI protocol companies where they can have AI assistants. That would be the smart decision there. But if you're not already using this hourly, I don't say this lightly. I say this to encourage you because I truly believe realtors are going to disappear that are not adopting this. You're already behind if you're not using this hourly. Truly, I say that with kindness. You've got to start creating it hourly. Okay. Now, number 5 is what's called.
There had to be, this had to be part of the conversation when the internet was created. Someone's like, dude, you have to use the internet. Like, you can't just use MLS books and like drive to another brokerage and get their MLS book. Like, guys, you have to adopt the internet. It had to have been the same kind of conversation. Yeah.
I mean, I'm not that old, but I would imagine that people that didn't adopt with the internet are probably the ones that went out of business fastest, right?
100%.
It creates leverage. Think about this. Freedom stems from you creating leverage. Stop doing the things that actually drive your energy down or a lower dollar per hour activity. Many of you are still doing low dollar per activities, and the most that you're using AI for is help me write a listing description. That is a very low level use of what AI can do. I'm going to get into some higher level stuff here, but the 5th level is the pioneer level. This is where you're using it by the minute. It's starting to listen for you, kind of like Emilio was showing. It's like by the minute, people can reach out and have conversations where you're off doing nothing. The way that I'm using this by the minute right now is one of the companies that I use. I highly recommend it. Is called a pointwise.io. A pointwise.io. My background in real estate was crush it on calls, FSBOs, expires. Today, I crush it through leads coming into my funnel and my AI following up with scripts, just like it's coming from me, setting 15-minute appointments on our calendars. Now, full disclosure, a lot of what I focus on is agent infopreneurship or agent attraction. So we're targeting agents specifically, but it's the same concept for buyers or sellers. If you've texted something that worked in the past that got them on a call, your AI can do it. If you said something on a call in the past that worked to set the appointment, your AI can do it. So Appointwise.io is the company that I work with. To give you an idea, through creating content, I generate about 2,500 new leads per month. Every one of those leads come in, they have an opportunity to opt into my lead magnet. Those that do get a text message right away, and my AI starts following up like a mofo to get them on my calendar or my team's calendar. We also have it now being used inside of my direct message to sound just like me as well. So if you're able to start generating leads through marketing and using innovation to adopt, you can literally just manage systems and protocols. Put a 1 in the chat box if you get that. You can literally just manage systems and protocols. The final level that I don't think that I'm at yet when it comes to AI is it's a function fully my life on it. Like I don't fully function on AI at this point, but that's a focus level and that's a frequency level. And my prediction is within the next 24 months, we have to adopt to a level of functionality, a level of focus where AI is just a part of your by the second life. It's running your life, okay, to that level. Okay. So before I move on, I'm going to share with you a couple cool things you can use with AI, but take just a second and drop into the chat box. What stuck out for you so far? And what level are you at? Are you at the monthly level, the weekly level, the daily level, the hourly level, the minute level, or are you at a level of frequency? Let's go ahead and see it in the chat box real quick. Oh, hey, thanks, Ann, for that heart. That makes me feel good. Awesome, Kim, daily, Angie, daily, Chris, daily. Now, really how you go from daily to by the minute is when you can start shifting, daily by the hours, when you can start using API, where like what Emilio's talking about is a really good way of API use of this, where your buyers or sellers can come in and it works for you. The reason I love Appointwise through text, because it's warm. It's not so cold, kind of like you guys have talked about, but it really comes across very clearly like me and it thinks like me. I want to share with you though, one of the ways that I think you all should start leveraging AI right away is content creation. I truly think that it is the best way for you to get started. I'm going to share my screen real quick, and I'll show you just something that I'm working on. If I can. Hey, Colton Lindsay, your digital twin is. Hold on. Let me reverse this. Put a 1 in the chat box if you guys can see this. I don't know if you guys can hear this or not yet. We're going to find out. Hey, Colton Lindsay, your digital twin is ready. Try creating videos with it. Also, click the feedback button to share what you think. That video was made completely through AI. Our team right now is starting to create my content that we take the videos that what I call are bangers. Bangers are that get tons and tons and tons of view, and we just literally go recreate it with AI, and we test 3 different hooks, and then we put them out there. And then the video that does with the best hook, we make that one be our main video that we send out, and everything then drives automatically to create a lead. One of the things that I do on every one of my videos, some of you guys probably have seen before, comment a keyword, like comment info, comment agent, comment buyer guide, whatever. Hands up on the screen if you guys have seen that, right? So now I want you to think about this. I have an avatar. That's not even me. It literally looks like me. It looks like my studio. We're still working on the sound a little bit, but now I can have someone else create the content for me with our stuff that works, goes viral. Then we have 2,500 agents in a month comment the keyword info to get our master class. Then the moment that they comment that, now all of a sudden my AI is actually following up with those people to set them on a calendar. Can you guys imagine like the how much freedom that creates? How much less money you're going to have to spend? Who's ever hired a company to make phone calls for you and set appointments before? Who's ever done that before? Or you've hired buyer's agents, or you've hired any other human being to do anything for you. And you notice that they have one element that AI doesn't, is they have this emotional up and down in their life, where one day might be a great day, the other might be a bad day because their kid threw up in the middle of the night, right? Like people have emotions. With AI, that can work for me 24 hours a day, 7 days a week for a fraction of the cost. And the number one thing that I realized that I had to use to adopt it psychologically was to just embrace it and be willing to mess it up a little bit, be willing to embarrass myself a little bit. And the faster that I did that, it made sense. It just clicked in my mind psychologically. So getting on these trainings is really awesome. Going to another masterclass is really awesome, but none of it will trump you just getting on and taking the time to mess around with it, getting used to it, and just start implementing it. So I think, I've gone through quite a bit today. I'm open to open it up to some questions, but really today is I just wanted to lay down for you guys how you can psychologically adopt it and give you a few tools in order to go use that. But thank you so much for having me here. Any questions, or Amy or Joe? Anything
Yeah.
you guys?
So Colton, where do people start? What's step one? So would you recommend just intense personal use, like anything they would use Google for now, just like delete the Google app and just go straight to ChatGPT or your chosen one and just get used to that? Or where should people be starting?
Here's how I would start if I haven't started really using it. I would go get the paid version of GPT, and I would create 7 or 8 different projects in there. And I would name them the parts of my life, like family, relationship, health, business, investing. And then I would ask that, I would open up one of those projects and I would give all of my thoughts into a GPT that says this phrase: help me create a very clear prompt that I can use in order to program this GPT so that I can optimize my relationship, optimize my health, whatever it is. Also give me 5 survey questions that I can answer so you can get information from me in order to best build this out. And then I would build that prompt. And then I would go and pick 1 or 2 of those GPTs per day. And I would say, ask me 2 journal prompt questions based on this. Then all of a sudden I can start to get used to every single day how AI works and adopt it to my psychology. That's the most important thing, is adopt it to my psychology. Then your brain will start thinking, well, what API or protocols can I use? A Pointwise, or the product that Emilio's talking about, or Leo, which many of you that are with Real, Leo's going to be announcing some really cool things later this year. Like, the sooner your mind can adopt that AI is your friend, is a leverage piece for you, and use it regularly, the sooner you'll be able to use API or protocol, in my opinion.
And in your opinion, baseline ChatGPT is kind of the best one for people to just hop in and I mean, there's so many options.
Yeah, I think it's the most convenient. For me, I've used it over and over again. I'm not saying that you couldn't use Grok or Deep Search or whatever. I don't know what all the other ones are. Just pick something that you're familiar with and start using it. That would be like, start it.
And I don't mean to dominate the questions, guys. Raise your hands if you have one. So
I was going to say, so sorry, I totally cut you off, Joe.
No, good. I split my time between Grok and ChatGPT. I drive a Tesla, so Grok's integrated. I mean, does it matter that, because they learn you, right? Like, Grok is like, hey, we know what you're talking about because we know the type of questions you ask. Should you try to go all in on one as opposed to using multiples? Or
I personally would just say, if you're going to use 2, you just use them consistently the same, because they are going to learn your personalities. But even more important than just using them is giving it clear directive on how you want it to work with you. That's the most important. Otherwise, it'll take this information from you and it'll assume how you want it to use it. You notice that 2 different people, let's say a liberal and a Republican, can ask a very similar question, and based on their own beliefs and what they input to it, will give 2 different, radically different answers. So it's the most important is you're conscious on what you're prompting and programming it to do.
Love it. Hey, Raquel, any questions for Colton?
I'm just mind blown from all the things. Sorry, Amy.
No, it's so much. I know I have so many notes from today. It's crazy. I was just going to say, before Joe's final thoughts, there was to Colton, was the one that you use is the one that's going to work for you. It's like the CRM.
Yeah.
Like,
It's
it
like
doesn't
exercise.
matter when you. Exactly. It doesn't matter which one you choose. Just use it. Like, that's what's going to actually make it work. So.
Well, and I saw to kind of talk about Leo a little bit. I saw I think it was Cheryl Moffin posted like Leo, the real AI engine, saw that she had taken a listing. And so it proactively created all these flyers and templates for her to use on social media and stuff like that. And think about what we used to have to do to go like, hey, can my title rep use their designer to create an open house flyer that would take me 5 days to get back? And all this stuff is like happening instantly now. So it's really cool to see some of that progression.
I want to say one final thing before we wrap up because I know we're out of time. Like, because Kat asked, do I use Hey Jen for our videos? Yes, I do. If you guys go look at my content, there's a reason why my content does better than other people. It's because I understand the formula behind getting attention and keeping people's attention. What you cannot use AI to do is do a replacement for instructions, meaning you have to give it very clear instructions. You could go use Hey I, make a video, and it will suck. It won't get any views if you don't know how to program the flow of the content. This is extremely important. I want to make sure it's your input matters most. Your prompting power matters the most. And if you suck at prompting, ask GPT to help you get better at prompting.
Awesome. As we
Love
wrap
it.
up, I have a few announcements. Thank you, Colton. Thank you to all of our speakers today. A lot of you guys were asking about the replay, so make sure you check your emails and watch for the recap and some links. And then if you guys got value out of today's conversation, drop an emoji, your favorite emoji, or tag some of our speakers because they donated their time, gave us a lot of value today, and we always want to show love to them. And next week, you guys are going to want to come back to Monday's Rocket Fuel because we will have top producers sharing what's actually working in today's market, even with all the AI stuff. So next Monday, September 15th, top producers tell all Rocket Fuel. This isn't just another Zoom call. You're gonna see strategies of what agents are doing in today's market and sharing it all. And we'll have some Q&A. Joe, Amy, anything else before we kind of wrap up?
No, just excited to be back with Rocket Fuel. Today was great. Next week will be great. The week after that will be great. And so it's just, the whole goal here, and somebody asked, what is United? This is it. We're just collaborating. We're sharing ideas and content to help each other succeed at a higher level. So if your friends aren't here, they should be. Bring them each week. There's no brokerage affiliation. There's nothing. It could be anywhere in the United States, in Canada, any brokerage. We just want the best agents talking about the best practices to run the best life.
Better together. All right. Have an amazing day, you guys. We'll see you next Monday.